Hi everyone, this is Peter Harris from commercialpropertyadvisors.com and co-author of this book, Commercial Real Estate Investing for Dummies, and coach and mentor to many students around this nation. The topic and subject of today's video is called Commercial Real Estate Investing for Dummies. So let's get started. I want to get started off by asking three questions: the what, the why, and the how. Basically, what is commercial real estate? Why should you consider investing in commercial real estate? And thirdly, how do you evaluate a commercial real estate deal? Okay, so let's get started. The first question is, what is commercial real estate? Commercial real estate is anything other than a house. For example, an apartment building that is 5 units and greater is considered commercial real estate. An office building is considered commercial real estate. A strip center, a shopping center, a mobile home park, a self-storage facility, even land is considered commercial real estate. And in my opinion, apartments are probably, for the beginner, the easiest to get into because there's so many of them. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, again, for beginner, the toughest to get into would probably be Class A office buildings. And the reason why is there's not so many of them, and the big boys really go after those assets. All right, so let's talk about question number 2, which is, why should you consider commercial real estate? I have 3 reasons. The first reason is cash flow and the potential to create long-term wealth. All it takes is one commercial deal that you do that will change your financial life forever. Just one deal, just one deal. The second reason is that commercial real estate is a lot less emotional than, say, residential. You see, commercial real estate is more of a nuts and bolts business. It's more about dollars and cents. We have a saying in commercial real estate, and that is that you should fall in love with the deal and not with the property. Let me repeat that. In commercial real estate, you fall in love with the deal and not with the property. Okay, the third reason. Well, the third reason, I'm going to share with you a quick story of mine of why I considered going into commercial real estate. I first got started in real estate investing by buying and selling single-family homes. And I did quite well, and I highly recommend it for anyone. It's a great way to get started. All right, one day my mentor sat me down and he asked me a question. He goes, Peter, would you rather have your 20 single-family homes, or would you rather have one 20-unit building? And I thought about that for a second. And my thoughts were the following. I had 3 thoughts. The first thought was, wow, if I only had one 20-unit building instead of the 20 single-family homes, I would only have to make one mortgage payment instead of 20. Secondly, if I had only one 20-unit building as opposed to the 20 homes, I would have to only take care of one roof instead of looking after 20. That was huge for me. But probably the biggest thing was by having just one 20-unit building as opposed to 20 single-family homes, I would have one property manager rather than 7 or 8 that I had. So I was sold right then and there. So that's how I got started, and that's why, maybe perhaps why you should consider commercial real estate as well. Okay, the third question is, how do you evaluate a commercial real estate deal? Well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to evaluate very quickly, very easily for you, a 20-unit apartment building. So let's get started. Okay, so again, I'm going to evaluate a 20-unit apartment building, which I consider commercial real estate. Remember, in apartments, 5 units and greater is considered commercial. So we're going to evaluate a 20-unit apartment building. Okay, it can be anywhere in the U.S. All right. And we're going to say that the asking price is $550,000. Okay? And Each unit is a 2-bedroom, and each unit rents for $525 per month. Okay? $525 per month. Okay? And before I go on further, I'm going to break down to you how to evaluate any commercial property, any income producing property with 3 quick steps. All right, step number 1 is what you have to do is get the income. We're going to do that very shortly. Step 2, get the expenses. We'll do that shortly. And number 3, get the mortgage payments. We'll do that as well. All right, so let's do step 1 first. Step 1 is get the income. So we have each unit is $525 per month, okay? Times we have 20 units, right? 20 units equals $10,500. That's per month, okay? How many months in a year? We have 12 months times 12 months equals $126,000, okay? That is per year. Now, let me tell you something. There's no way that your apartment building is going to stay 100% full every single month out of the year. Chances are you're going to have some people move in, some people move out, and we call that a vacancy. So I'm going to introduce a 10% vacancy factor and reduce this number by 10%, okay? Because you are going to have some people move out. I'm going to take away a 10% vacancy factor, which is basically $12,600, okay? 10% of that, okay? So 10% of 126,000 is 12,006. Do the math here, it comes out to be $113,400. That's per year, okay? So I have now the income, all right? What's step 2? You remember, step 2 is get the expenses. Now, the expenses on an apartment building are the following. I may leave some out, forgive me, but you're going to have insurance, you're going to have taxes, you're going to have repairs and maintenance, you're going to have reserves, you're going to have accounting, you're going to have property management, you're going to have utilities like electrical, gas, and it's going to come out to be about this number here, all right? So number 2 is the expenses, all right? We're going to take the expenses to be $57,170 per year, okay? What I did was I added up all the expenses previously, all the insurance, taxes, repairs, and everything else. It came out to be $57,170. All right, so now I have step number 1 done, which is get the income, right here. I have step number 2, which is get the expenses, right here. Do you remember what step 3 was? That was to get the mortgage. All right, so now the purchase price is $550,000. In commercial real estate, you see, the minimum down payment on a commercial property is about 20%. So you can expect to pay a down payment of minimum 20%. It could be 25, 30, sometimes 35%. For this example, we're going to use the minimum, which is 20%. What is 20% of $550,000? It is $110,000. Okay? So what I'm going to do is, if the price is $550,000, all right, I need to figure out what the principal balance is going to be. So I'm going to reduce it by the 20% down payment. Comes out to be $440,000, okay? That's what the mortgage is going to be based upon. Now, I'm going to be conservative here. I'm going to say that the mortgage interest would be 6.5%. And again, just being conservative. So I'm going to assume a 6.5% interest rate with a 30-year amortization. Okay, my payments come out to be per month $2,748 per month. Okay? Now, again, we have 12 months out of the year. So I'm going to multiply this by 12 months. Hopefully you follow me so far. That comes out to be $33,372 a year. Okay? So again, real quick, the purchase price is $550,000. I put down a down payment of $110,000. That leaves a mortgage balance of $440,000 at 6.5% interest and a 30-year amortization. The payments come out to be $2,740 per month times 12 months is $33,372. Okay, so again, this is number 3. All right. Step 1 was to get the income. I have the income here. Step 2 was to get the expenses. I have the expenses here. Step 3 was to get the mortgage payments for the entire year. Have it right here. Now all you have to do is subtract the expenses and the mortgage payments from your income, and you have your cash flow. Okay, so I'm going to put under here the mortgage payments. Okay, so you have your income minus your expenses minus your mortgage payments equals $22,858 per year. All right, this is your cash flow. Okay. So the $22,858 per year is your cash flow. This is what goes into your pocket. Again, here's the big picture. 20-unit apartment building for $550,000. I have the income, I have the expenses, I have the mortgage payments. A cash flow is $22,858. I put down $110,000. Now, for you more advanced folks, if you were to wonder what your return on investment would be, all you have to do is divide your cash flow by your down payment, and it comes out to be about over a 20% cash on cash return. An ROI of over 20%. That's pretty good. All right, so here we are. All right, so you have just evaluated your first commercial deal. That wasn't too difficult, right? Again, get your income, get your expenses, get your mortgage payments, and do the subtraction, and there you are. There's the cash flow. All right, so if you want more videos like this, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. And also, too, you can go on to commercialpropertyadvisors.com. Okay, everyone, so this ends our video on commercial real estate investing for dummies. I'll see you later.